Hey everybody, it's Toни Роббинс. Listen, are you up for a challenge to change the quality of your life in spite of what's happening in your streets or your business or your career, your economics? You know, the definition of how a human being lives is not how things go when it goes well. It's how do you do when it's really challenging. And the greatest story of humanity is the comeback challenge, right? Someone's been knocked to their knees. We've all been knocked to our knees in our business, in our life at some point, if not now. But it's the real key is the person who can find the way to come back. That's what we become proud of. Listen, it's a privilege to be here meditating for May, as they say. I know this will be one of the largest meditation and prayer broadcasts, hopefully of all time. And what's the purpose of it all? It's really for us to deal with a virus, and it isn't a physical virus. It's the virus of fear. In a place of fear, we make the wrong decisions, almost always. And we all have a 2 million-year-old brain, so that brain is always looking for what's wrong, so we can either fight it or flight from it or freeze and hopefully not get noticed. But of course, as long as that part of your brain is in charge, your consciousness is lowered, you're in that survival mode, and we all have that part of our brain. So my wife's going to talk with you a little bit later and do a demonstration of a meditation. I was trying to think, what could I communicate? What could I deliver? And I just thought, my words are not going to matter that much, but maybe the words of people who are leaders in the African-American community could make a difference. And so, fortunately, I have a lot of friends in this community, and so I've put together a podcast I'm going to do on Friday, and then we'll be releasing it later. But it's made up of a really diverse group of amazing leaders. Martin Luther King, so you have to master the external world and the internal world. But it starts with mastering the internal world. And so I thought, what could I give you in 2 minutes that could perhaps be useful to you in just a couple minutes to think about? And that is, along with your meditation and prayer and the intent, it's the certainty that you bring to it. I don't believe prayer is sitting there begging God for something. I believe that prayer is a creation process. I believe, personally, and I hope you do, that we're not just the manager of our circumstances, that we're the creator of our lives, but we have to create it with a sense of certainty to directly shape, to put that impression into the universe and bring it into reality. You be the creator, not the manager. What will help you with that is 3 decisions. And that's what I just want to leave you with today. There's 3 decisions you're making every minute of your life. You're making them right now as you're watching or listening in this moment. And the first decision you're making, by the way, these 3 decisions, everybody's making them. Most people are making them unconsciously, which means whatever your old conditioning, whatever the environmental conditioning is, tends to determine, number 1, the first decision, what you focus on. But you can make that decision more consciously, because whatever you focus on, please remember, you will feel. Focus equals feeling, even when what you focus on is not true. Have you ever had something you're so worried was going to happen, and you ruminated about it, thought about it, got stressed about it, and then it never leaves? You got to take control of your own mind. So take control of your focus. Real quick, last 2. Second decision is, what does this mean? Is this the end or the beginning? You know, the greatest story of mankind is the comeback story. Everybody gets knocked to their knees. Everybody I know has been knocked to their knees in some level by this COVID-19, or at least our response to it. So the question is, what does this mean? If you think it's the end of a relationship, you're going to treat somebody very differently than you think it's the beginning of a relationship. And you're going to create a different relationship because of it. It's self-fulfilling. Can you see that? See, if you think God is punishing us, or God is challenging us, or this problem is a gift from God, you're going to feel and behave very differently, aren't you? Or what if you think it has nothing to do with God? It's human beings making silly decisions, and we got to change it. If you think someone's disrespecting you, or they're challenging you, or they're coaching you, or they're loving you. See, meaning equals emotion, and emotion determines the quality of your life. Because the third decision you're going to make is, once you focus on something and decide what it means, you got to decide what to do. Doing nothing is a decision also. But whatever you do, there are consequences. Whatever you do or don't do. And if you're in a pissed off state, you're going to do something very differently than if you're feeling in a generous or gracious or playful or grateful or excited state of mind.